to watch a race.
Well, folks, kick back and join us. We're together for the next 3.5 hours. Get a bag of Pop Secret and pop it in the microwave. We're coming back to go racing. NASCAR Winston Cup competition from the Rock is next here on TNN Motorsports. Back in a moment.
TNN, America's country home, is a service of CBS Cable.
Get ready for the fastest week on TV. It's TNN Salute the Motorsports. You'll have a front row seat for critical points races in Winston Cup, Busch Grand National, and the World of Outlaws. But that's not all. There's great racing specials featuring the fast and famous. Plus, you'll see profiles of racing's legends. And rock as country music honors NASCAR. So hang on. It's going to go by fast. TNN Salute the Motorsports starts November 1st.
Dream is just a great example of that, about changing the school, a whole school, starting with one class at a time.
This is a phenomenal group of people. The teachers are fantastic, the administration, Mr. Siegeloff, and you just know some wonderful things are going to take place this year.
I think it's fun.
I opened my eyes to the facts, and now I have the power. I'm fighting breast cancer. I know yearly mammograms at 40 and monthly breast self-exams are just a part of my overall health. I know the importance of diet and exercise, not to smoke and to drink only in moderation. Get the facts. Seize the power. It's time to open your eyes. I'm joining Lifetime in the fight against breast cancer.
Brought to you by Riverside Cancer Services. For more information, call Ask a Nurse, 595-6363.
The following is a special presentation of TNN Motorsports. It has been a storybook season, replete with magical rain dances, newly crowned princes, Cinderella stories, remarkable rebounds, devastating disappointments, rejuvenated wizards. But the book is not complete, and as the final 4 chapters are written, one man has focused all of his magic on being number 1.
And to be number 1, the magic number for Dale Jarrett is 13. 13th or better in the remaining 4 races, and a championship is his. But here at the Rock, Dale's number has always been 2. In 6 out of the last 7 races at North Carolina Motor Speedway, the number 88 team has finished second. Whether the reason be pit strategy, tire rotation, or simply the will of the racing gods, if you're Dale Jarrett and you cast your lot at Rockingham, history says you can forget about the other 42 possibilities. But living in the past buys nothing in the quest for the Winston Cup. As remarkable as it may seem, Dale Jarrett has started 24 races here at Rockingham, but he's never won. But Dale Jarrett fans, take heart. Today, he's going to start from the 2nd row. He goes off 3rd, and he's got nearly 20 cars at his disposal back at the shop in Charlotte. But he's pulling out a race car he calls Old Reliable. It's a car he hasn't raced in over a year, but it's a winning race car.
For Ricky Rudd, the magic number is 17. With a new Robert Yates Gleam, the number 10 car proved last week at Talladega to be capable of extending the amazing 16-season winning streak. And don't forget, 3 years ago, when the streak lay in the balance at 13, The Rock yielded Ricky his only victory of the year, keeping the victory train and Rudd's reputation at one-mile tracks intact. On Ricky Rudd's quest to find that victory for season number 17 here at Rockingham, he has chosen a race car that had never seen a racetrack until Friday.
For those who are knocking on the door of their first Winston Cup win, the magic number is 1. Michael Waltrip had positioned himself for a visit to victory lane last week when the engine went south. Likewise, Mike's been on the lead track all day, only to be shuffled back on the final lap. Kenny Wallace has had victory in his sights this season, but has yet to close the deal. If you want to play the numbers today, don't count out these three. And once again this week, Michael Waltrip may be the one of that trio that has the best chance to win here today at Rockingham. He starts 22nd. Now the other guys, Kenny Wallace, had to requalify. His engine locked up in qualifying. He goes off 26th. And Mike Skinner, he had to take a provisional. Could today be the day that one of these guys breaks through and gets that first win? Would it be Waltrip, Wallace, or maybe Mike Skinner? We're going to find out right here on TNN, coming up next, live from the Rock.
A great look at the North Carolina Speedway in Rockingham. If you like your racing competitive, you've come to the right place. 10 different winners in the last 10 fall races here. That's the name today, the Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400. It is live from Rockingham right here on TNN Motorsports. Right now, though, time for the national anthem. Award-winning country music star, Lori Morgan.
Female Vocalist of the Year in 1992.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous sky, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
DNA recording artist Miss Lori Morgan with our national anthem here at the North Carolina Speedway in Rockingham. The flyby taking place right now as we take a look at NASCAR Winston Cup Series points. You know the storyline, 13th or better, as you've already been told. That's all Dale Jarrett has to do, regardless of what Bobby Labonte does. And the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship would belong to Dale Jarrett here in 1999. The fans looking skyward as the jets fly overhead, and we welcome you to Rockingham. I'm Eli Gold. A pleasure to have you with us here for TNN Motorsports live coverage from the Rock. And this truly has been one of the most competitive races we've seen. As we said, 10 different winners in the last 10 fall events here at Rockingham. He wasn't with us on the pre-race show, bothered by a cold and the flu and a cough, but Buddy Baker is alongside now. He assures me he is no longer infectious, but nevertheless, Buddy, great to have you.
What's happened to me, a lot of people wish would happen to Eli many times. I do have a pretty bad cold. I'm working on it.
And you're doing very well. Poor old buddy. He's been working with an apothecary lined up here on our desk right now. He's got everything going. And the bottom line is, when you talk about this racetrack, there are a lot of guys who've gotten sick at this racetrack, been trying to battle car setup, been trying to battle tire wear, tire management. It's all part of the headache that at times can be Rockingham.
Well, really what you have to do is just ease in the gas in the corners. Don't break the tires loose. Get that forward bite. Don't sound like me.
Dick Bergman is alongside. Doctor, you and I touched on it in the pre-race as well. The fact that pit road is now merely on the front straightaway. No longer is there a back pit, but the design is something that's given some of these teams something to think about.
Well, it's a retrofit. This racetrack was built in the 60s and to allow all the cars to pit in the front. What's now going to happen is many of the top drivers are going to go down pit road, down the straight part. Then they're going to face a real hard left. You're looking at it here. And the crews can't help talk them into the pits because they can't see them. The drivers can't see the pit as they head for it. So some of them have painted stock car graffiti on the outside wall, their car numbers, so they can find their way into the pits. Those pits are going to be a story today, no doubt.
And certainly Glenn and Steve and Ralph will keep you updated down on the pit lane throughout the course of the day. When we come back, we'll fire the engines. We'll be set to go racing as TNN Motorsports is live at the Rock. Back in a moment.
You know, my first racing days were pretty rough. With my wheels set so close together, I was always getting loose in the turns. Now that I'm trading paint with the big boys, wider is better.
With speed-sensitive steering, the White Track Grand Prix delivers precise control in the corners. No wonder it's been selected official pace car of NASCAR.
There's no getting around it. Wider is...
The White Track Grand Prix. Wider is better. By Pontiac.
Hey, we gotta talk. That stuff only protects my vital parts for about 30,000 miles. And then what happens? You gotta change it. Make it easy on yourself. Give me Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. It protects my sensitive parts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. That's 5 times longer than most of those conventional coolants. Now, let's talk oil.
Hey! Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. Add more life to your car.
There's a lot of reasons why so many people who take care of their cars turn to AutoZone each week. The low prices on the replacement parts they really need, and the large selection of the things they simply want. But most of all, they come to AutoZone because of the helpful, friendly people who work there. The kind of folks who know their stuff and who'll go the extra mile to help you out. Because after all, taking pride in taking care of people is what AutoZone is all about.
NASCAR driver Jeff Burton goes head-to-head with everyday driver Eileen.
My car has a 750 horsepower high compression engine.
My car has an engine.
I can cruise all afternoon at 180 miles per hour.
I'll stick to 55, thanks.
I start my engine with a powerful Exide NASCAR Select battery.
Me too. Thanks.
The Exide NASCAR Select battery. It's not just for race cars.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400 is being brought to you by Pontiac, who invites you to visit TNNRacing.com to register for an online chat with Tony Stewart. By Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car. By the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by Exide NASCAR Select, the official automotive battery of NASCAR.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Dave Gottfredson from Food Lion with the command to fire the engines here at the Rock. As we prepare to go racing here on a unseasonably cool day. No, it's cold. It's past cool. It was cold earlier this morning. Take a look at the layout of this racetrack if you're not familiar with it. 1.017 miles around, so that means 393 laps will make up the 400 miles here today. See how the banking varies from turns 1 and 2 to the other end of the speedway, turns 3 and 4. Now the AutoZone race analysis brought to you by the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. 45 miles an hour, Dick Bergman, at pit road speed. And with this lengthy pit road, it'll seem to those guys that they're out there all day Sunday just going from one end of the pit lane to the other.
It's going to take them longer to get down pit road than it will to make a lap at full speed, in fact.
Why don't we take a look at the starting lineup for this afternoon's events? First pole of the year for Mark Martin, Jeremy Mayfield's best start of the season. Dale Jarrett, he's finished second here at the Rock in 6 of the last 7 events. Jeff Gordon's won 3 of the last 5 races here. Bobby Labonte's in the title fight. Jeff Burton's had top 5s last couple of visits here. Great effort for Ricky Craven. Nice to see him qualifying 7th.
He's got a lot of his old-time people with him. Scott Maxim is with him on the engine, and he's got John Munson there helping him, and Charlie Presley. All of them have been with him in good runs in the past.
Jeffrey Bodine, Ken Schrader. Ward Burton turns 38 years of age tomorrow. Joe Nemechek, the winner in Loudon, New Hampshire. Terry Labonte and Wally Dallenbach. Ricky Rudd had the great showing at Talladega a weekend ago. Rick Mast has run well here. Matt Kenseth in his 5th NASCAR Winston Cup race of the year. John Andretti. Kenny Irwin looking forward to going racing. 4 top 10s in his last 6 races. And Buddy Baker, I know your voice is not doing all that well, but confidence in what you're doing in the case of Kenny Irwin, when all of a sudden you're starting to get a whole sack full of top 10s, it's got to help you.
Yeah, he's coming around every race. I think next year will really be something to watch.
Taking a look at the remainder of the starting grid, Kyle Petty owned this racetrack for years. 3 Rockingham wins. Derek Cope, Elliott Sadler, he had himself a good run going at Talladega last weekend. Look for your favorites. 54th consecutive Rockingham start for Darrell Waltrip. Bobby Hamilton won here in '97. Dale Earnhardt, 3rd win of the year last week. Jimmy Spencer, he was real quick in happy hour here yesterday. And look at the fellows who are new. You saw Stacy Compton for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series moving into the number 9 Melling car. And there's Mike Bliss, 2nd race of the year in that number 30. Those who didn't qualify at Berrier, Rich Bickle, the veterans Dave Marcus, and Hutch Strickland. Closing in on the start, couple of laps away. We'll be back to bring it to you when we return to Rockingham.
These are Cobalt tools, the finest mechanics tools you can buy in any store. They've got contoured handles for a better grip. K-drive that grabs fasteners on the sides, not the corners, which means more torque, less rounding, and less slippage. So Cobalt tools can stand up to anything. From where I'm standing, that's a very good thing. Cobalt, setting the standard in mechanics tools. Made in the USA and guaranteed forever. At Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse and online.
Imagine living life on a grander scale. Imagine tasting water when it's brand new, or being one with nature without going it alone. Introducing Ford Excursion. Discover the ultimate in capability. From Ford Outfitters, offering you the most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth. Ford Outfitters, no boundaries.
Mark Martin drives 200 laps a race in a counterclockwise motion. All that going in circles is enough to put any man into a deep hunger trance. Hardee's Monster Burger. 2 beef patties, 3 slices of cheese, and 4 strips of bacon. Left, left again, left. That's it, Mark. Just a few more 100 miles to go. The Monster Burger, only at Hardee's.
This is a sport that brings families together. Most of the time, anyway.
You're mine today, buddy. That rooster's crowing a little early this morning, isn't it?
This is a sport where the hearts race every bit as fast as the cars. And this is a sport where some of its biggest fans are some of its smallest. This is NASCAR.
Field getting set to come to the green here at the North Carolina Speedway in Rockingham. We've got onboard cameras with you today for a number of teams. You've got Mark Martin giving us rides today. We've got Bobby Labonte giving us a ride. Kenny Irwin's going to give us the ride around the rock. So too will Ted Musgrave. Robert Presley's got onboard cameras for you. So too does Dale Jarrett, the point leader. Bill Elliott also. So we've got you covered along with Jeff Burton. Green flag is in the air. We are going racing at Rockingham. 393 laps of competition. Well, Mark Martin leads, 22nd event this year that he has led. This is the 31st race of the season and the 14th race here at Rockingham and Winston Cup competition that he has led. Wally Dallenbach as the sun now peeks out from behind one of the clouds, illuminating this 1-mile layout.
Strong contenders deep in the field are going to have to be very, very careful with their tires that they don't burn them off in this charge to the front. Mike Skinner, past winner, Bobby Hamilton, Dale Earnhardt, Steve Park, Darrell Waltrip, all deep in the field. Meanwhile, Mark Martin's got a clear field right in front of him. He doesn't have to worry at all. He can take that car any place he wants on the racetrack. The others are going to have to root, gouge, push, and shove, and eat up their tires, maybe.
Riding with Kenny Irwin right now. He's an 18th spot trying the outside against 98 Rick Mast. You see Schrader, the Skoll machine, just ahead of Kenny Irwin. And Schrader's not been able to get back to the low side of the racetrack.
Got him set up a little bit tight today. He's been too loose in the last 3 races, so they're starting a little tight so he can hang on to it better.
There's the spread from first place on back to 8th, 10th, 15th, 20th right there. And look at Mayfield.
Mark Martin just pulled over on the back straightaway and let the 12s of Jeremy Mayfield just go right on by.
So we swapped the lead around in lap number 4. Jeremy Mayfield showing the way. Martin and then Jarrett running second and third.
First few laps on new tires are the most important laps in the entire life cycle of that tire. Mark Martin does have a habit of taking it a little easy on the first few laps. Don't think there's something wrong with either his car or the 24 car of Jeff Gordon. Both those guys are going to cruise when they have brand new tires. Let the others go ahead and be the rabbit.
Well, it's the air pressure in the tires. You have to let them build up so they start working well. He has a low air pressure in the tires right now. As he runs along, they get up to what he likes to feel in the car, and he'll move back to the front.
Dale Jarrett last week took his time at Talladega, then all of a sudden there he was running up front. So you're right, early in these runs, not always indicative of what the rest of the afternoon is going to hold for you.
Big money on the line here this afternoon. It's the first ever Rockingham purse of over $2 million. How would you like to have a 1/3 increase in the size of your paycheck as we watch the battle for first? 27% increase in the money today over last year.
New leader is Dale Jarrett as he makes the pass to the inside of Jeremy Mayfield. Looking back from Jarrett. Mayfield just settling right in. So in the first 8 laps, we've had Mark Martin, Jeremy Mayfield, and now Dale Jarrett as the race leader.
5 points. That's very important in the points race to get that. And Jeff Gordon back here, he looks like his car is working very well. If I don't pick up here, I'm going to be in Charlotte when this thing's over.
There you see Mayfield come running right back inside of Dale Jarrett.
Mayfield has been a rocket ever since they unloaded that car here at Rockingham. They have speed charts for each of the various practice sessions. He has been in the top 3 in every single one of those, including the last practice session last night.
Mayfield, you remember, ran in the top 5 all day here a couple of years ago. In 97, he was 4th with 25 laps to go. Then there was a spinning car that put him into the wall, and Jeremy ended up finishing 14th, but he's always been around the front.
Rusty Wallace has also run very well in practice sessions, and they did absolutely nothing to that car this morning.
There's Ricky Rudd, number 10, inside of the 42 of Joe Nemechek, the 43, the STP car of Andretti. Ricky Rudd trying to keep that streak going. He has won at least once, but never more than twice in each of the last 16 seasons.
Mark Martin heading in the forward direction now, running in third spot. Picks DJ back to fourth position.
Now with Jeff Burton outside of Wally Dallenbach in the 25. That's for 5th place.
For change, Burton had a good qualifying run. He's had a tough time qualifying this year. Started today's race in the 6th spot. Said the only thing they're worried about that car is it does tend to slip and slide. They can't seem to get quite as much grip into it as they'd like. Made some minor changes to it this morning to try to help that.
And Dallenbach there, he started 14th, and I'm going to have to give it up, guys. Thank you for having me here, but I'm going to take off.
Are you really, buddy?
Yeah, I'm going to have to give it up.
Well, don't do that. Maybe you can just double clutch.
No, I think I better head for the house.
Well, feel better.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for giving it a try.
Yeah, Buddy Baker, unfortunately not feeling up to snuff here today, and gave it the yeoman's effort as you'd expect. But, Doctor, pull up a chair.
Okay, we're here.
And Buddy's going to rejoin us, of course, next week in Memphis. You'll be with us in Memphis for the NASCAR Busch Series race, the Samstown 250, and then on to Phoenix to wind this season up. That is Jeremy Mayfield, the race leader, by a half second. Gordon, Martin, Jarrett, and Burton, your top 5. By the way, if you're a Bobby Labonte fan, he has now lost 6 spots in the last couple of laps. There he is, number 12 on the running order, number 18 on the roof as we ride with Bobby right now. The last couple of laps have not been particularly good ones for him. We're early, only 16 laps in. TNN Motorsports with you at the Rock. Back with more in a moment.
He's in the garage.
Hey!
If you're going to have a garage, have a garage. And if you're going to use an oil, use an oil. Pennzoil with Pure Base, specially formulated for stop-and-go driving.
Like what I've done with the place? Hey, what does this do? Well, that opens up the roof so I can airlift anything in or out of the garage.
Stop. Go. Pennzoil.
Some things are obvious from the start. Like, things turn out better when you work together. That's why the UAW International Union and General Motors Corporation got together to create programs to improve skills and safety, to educate, to promote teamwork and build better quality cars and trucks. Assembly line to finish line. Teamwork wins.
Once Mark Martin puts the hammer down, it's pretty hard to get him to stop. Fortunately, the crew has its ways.
Do I hear steak on the grill?
WD brand steak.
Brings him in every time.
From the beef people.
Need brakes? Now during the Midas $40 lifetime brakes rebate, save $20 per axle or $40 for your whole car. Lifetime guaranteed $40 in savings right now. Go safely. Go Midas.
I know the truth about tires. And I have proof. Pep Boys has tires from 4 for $99 to the Futura SE's Motor Trend said were impressive. The truth will set me free.
Pep Boys.
Cars like us.
People love us.
You've been working hard all day, and now it's time to kick back and reach for a cool one. York Peppermint Patty. Get the sensation.
Welcome back, everybody. Jeremy Mayfield leads the Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400 live here at the Rock. Good 3-wide battle. Ricky Craven in the 50 there comes out with that position. Ricky's still running a strong 6th.
And he's running way up high on the racetrack, almost into the wall. In fact, he's running so high. The guy that's right in front of him is Jeff Burton in the number 99 car. He doesn't like upstairs. He calls running high a crutch for a bad handling car. But he's going to have to go up there in order to keep Craven from passing him.
That's 10th place you're riding with right now. Let's see how high Ricky Craven in the 50 goes.
High enough to get alongside Burton. Jeff Gordon's line has moved up as well, as has Ward Burton's.
That's for 5th place.
Yesterday in the Busch race here at Rockingham, they pretty much ran the bottom of the racetrack, but those cars don't have nearly the horsepower the Winston Cup cars do. And already this early in the event, we're seeing drivers testing the different lines. Some running low, some running in the middle, some running up high. That's one of the things. Look at this. Get ready for 3 wide. That's one of the things that's so much fun about Rockingham is watching the drivers test all the different lines to see which one will work best for them.
Steve, they are using every inch of this racetrack right now.
Yeah, that's an interesting concept that Dick Berger was talking about, Eli. One crew chief told me this morning, you'll see guys run the high side, you'll see some run the low side, but you'll also see guys start on the low side, and while it appears that they're washing up the racetrack in the middle of corners, what they're really doing there is saving their tires. If they jerk down on the steering wheel to try and hold it, they're going to wear those tires out. So you might see some guys washing up early in the run.
2nd place about to swap right there, but Dale Jarrett couldn't make the jump. You also saw a quick look at Ricky Rudd seconds ago while Steve was chatting about on-track strategies, and Ricky Rudd is one of those whose car is not handling well. He was all the way back to 18th. There's Ricky, and you see him climbing the banking. The 23 is Jimmy Spencer, who was 5th in happy hour here yesterday afternoon. Now 2nd place swaps around. Give it to Dale Jarrett, 0.3 of a second behind the race leader, Jeremy Mayfield.
Jeremy Spotter has just called down to him to tell him, nice job, you're running nice and smooth. They've done nothing but praise Jeremy for this entire race, as well as they should. He's doing a great job.
Jeremy's only top 10 finish here was a 5th place this spring. Riding now in 6th, Jeff Burton, looking back to Jeff Gordon in 7th, Kenny Irwin. That Haviland Texaco machine right there in the mix. Up front, up goes Mayfield, low goes Jarrett. It happens that quickly. Swaps around again at lap number 28, Ralph. He just needed that little bit of an opening.
That's exactly right, Eli. And he also needed to wait a little bit for the tires and the car to come around. The very beginning of the race, Dale wasn't exactly pleased with the setup. Todd Parrott said, just hang in there, buddy. It's going to come around to you. And sure enough, it did. And look where he's at.
Well, it's about time he won one of these things. 6 second places here in the last 7 starts.
That's tough to do even on purpose.
It really is.
Yeah.
After he qualified so well, he did an interview with the media, and people asked him about this 2nd place thing. He said, I would take 2nd place if I could have it right now, but the strategy is to try to win the race, because if they win the race, they are guaranteed to lose no points, and that is their focus.
High up the banking again. Craven, you see him left of your screen, number 50, that red car.
Best run he's had so far this year. Craven's got 4 third-place finishes as his career best, 2 of them right here at Rockingham.
The 1995 NASCAR Winston Cup Rookie of the Year, Ricky Craven in the number 50. Oh, and here comes Dale Earnhardt now, making his way closer to the front. He's up to 24th position. Dale is. Started back in 37. 2nd place, Craven got it.
Wow.
Making that outside groove continue to work.
What a run for Ricky Craven. They brought Charlie Presley in. Charlie had been his crew chief back in the 41 team when Craven won Rookie of the Year, and John Munson had been with him when he ran so well in the Busch North Series, and Scott Maxim had been his engine man for many, many years, and they were all huddled together in the garage this morning. Ricky with a big smile on his face, and why not? He's in 2nd spot already.
Couple of thirds here at Rockingham, 1 in Darlington, 1 in Daytona. Glenn, he's climbing to the front.
Yeah, Eli, and I don't think you can fully appreciate just how high he is on the racetrack. So you're down here in the middle of the turns like I am. He is at least, and I see Mark Martin moving up there behind him now. He's going to try that. Several other guys have tried it and haven't been able to make it work as well as Ricky has. But he is at least a sand wedge shot higher than Dale Jarrett and Jeremy Jeremy Mayfield up there. He is way up the racetrack, but I tell you what, it's working, and you don't turn the steering wheel as much up there. You're getting better tire wear.
So wherever it'll work for you. There you see Mayfield. He too climbs the banking. Jarrett is the leader. Craven is second. Then Martin is third. Mayfield and Terry Labonte. But there is the man. Point leader, race leader. Dale Jarrett by 1 2/10 seconds. Showing the way. And you folks are joining us here on TNN. We're back in a moment.
This is where most oil comes from. Out of the ground and into your engine. Sure, it's refined, but it still retains some sort of impurities. And quite frankly, I won't use it. Mobil One's a little different. It's man-made, it's fully synthetic and pure. And that purity means cleaner engines, less engine wear, and better performance. I tell you, it's worth paying a little extra for.
Nothing outperforms Mobil One.
This is power. Unstoppable power. The power in new Duracell Ultra, the most powerful alkaline battery in the world. The power for more pictures, faster flashes, more sound, and ultra performance in whatever it powers. New Duracell Ultra. More power, more life.
Some called him Jaws, others called him Champion. With a motor mouth and a lead foot, he redefined stock car racing. It's the life and times of Darrell Waltrip, November 2nd at 10 Eastern, a part of TNN. Salute the Motorsports.
Cox Communications and Lone Star Steakhouse and Saloon want to send you and a guest to Dallas, Texas for the Cowboys-New York Jets game December the 19th. Yes, fly to Dallas to see America's team take on the New York Jets in an exciting National Football League game. All you have to do is stop by a local Lone Star Steakhouse and Saloon location and register to win this tremendous trip. It could be you at the Cowboys-Jets game in Dallas, Texas, thanks to Cox Communications and Lone Star Steakhouse and Saloon.
No vote, no voice.
No vote, no choice.
If you are a registered voter, you owe it to yourself, your family, your ancestors to vote.
Check out the issues, check out the candidates, and vote. Your vote, your one vote,
does count.
No vote, no voice.
No vote, no choice.
Represent yourself on November the 2nd. Make your voice count. Vote.
Community betterment is our primary goal. Make it yours.
Welcome back to The Rock, the Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400, led by Dale Jarrett. He's got a 1.5 seconds of advantage. Folks, you can use your computer as an online garage pass for today's race. Just log on to TNNRacing.com. It's TNN's special website with the latest news from Rockingham, all the in-car camera views you want, and live scanner talk between the drivers and the crews. Log on now and get the latest multimedia motorsports info at TNNRacing.com. Dale Jarrett continuing to lead, but Ralph, apparently everything is not going as smoothly as they'd like, huh?
No, not right now, Eli. There's a bit of a question over a vibration. They're not sure where it is coming from. He's been checking the gauges. Everything is fine. The lap times are just fine. They're talking about moving the car up maybe about a half a lane on the racetrack to see if that can change anything. They're going to maybe go up about half a lane, so let's keep an eye on that now and see if that's what he does.
And look how those speeds have dropped off by virtue of A, going through some traffic, and B, the wear on those Goodyear tires.
Eli, he's very still there in the corners with his hands. The car is not handling badly. It's just not able to stay right on the bottom now. And the vibration that he's feeling in the car, that, hey, changing around on the racetrack is not going to get rid of the vibration.
We knew Buddy Baker wouldn't stay away. He went out back and he gargled a little bit. And,
went to the garage. They did a little work on his throat. That's all.
There you see NASCAR timing and scoring, brought to you by Napa. We keep America running. They've got all the full rundown going for you right there. Further back, look at some of these guys who are moving up through the field. There on the high side, the number 4, Bobby Hamilton. He's come from 35th to 11th. Look at some of those guys. Rusty Wallace has moved up. Add Dale Earnhardt to that list from 37th to 21st. A lot of guys have hit the combination. A lot of guys are already praying for a pit stop.
A lot of them are wishing they had 4 fresh tires on those cars.
Riding with Ted Musgrave, as you see, in 42nd position. Closer to the front, the 2, Rusty Wallace, 28, Kenny Irwin. They are 6th and 7th, respectively.
Wallace was really disappointed with his qualifying run. Said he didn't know what was wrong with the car. They just couldn't quite figure it out. They went to work on that race car with the race setup, and they absolutely hit it. They hit it perfectly. 0 changes on that number 2 this morning. Watch Rusty. He's won more races here than any other driver in this event. It could be his day today.
And you know, we talk so much about Ricky Rudd's streak. You realize that guy, Rusty Wallace, has at least 1 win in the last 14 years. So that is second only to Ricky Rudd's streak of 16. Here's a good second place scramble now. 50, Ricky Craven is in second. Mark Martin, the 6, wants it. The 22, the cat car of Ward Burton is right there.
Yeah, Ward Burton, you know, he won his first major race right here, so he knows how to get it. Oh, did you see that?
Little voice change.
Mark Martin about lost the rear of his Valvoline machine. Is it tougher, and buddy, I hate to make you talk extra, but is it tougher to race a guy when you are a couple of grooves higher than him on the racetrack, as opposed to if you're following in his tire tracks and you see Ward Burton grab second away from Craven? Is it tough to get a perspective on the guy you're racing when you're up by the wall and he's down by the apron?
Yeah, it is, because the car on the bottom gets in the corner so much better, and you're way up on the racetrack, it looks like you're losing distance. You get back in the throttle, and you know, then you power right back up on him. Watch Mark Martin as he comes off the corner over here.
Watch that white car in the middle.
Tail end just comes right around. What a nice job he did hanging on to that. Ward Burton saw opportunity and took advantage of it up on the high side.
Mark Martin, he's finished in the top 10 in points for 10 straight years. Consistency. Middle of the field, the 4 is Hamilton. He's at 11th. You've got everybody else there. Andretti, the 43, Mayfield to the 12, all battling for position. And this guy, Jeff Burton, with whom we're riding, he's now in 13th spot.
Still there, Johnny. Still outside, buddy.
Reminds you of the old Dover races, where Harry Gant and a few of the guys are way up high and everybody else is down low, and a couple of guys were in the middle.
That's a Harry Gant groove right there.
Yep.
Very top of the racetrack, and Bobby Allison used to run right on the bottom of the racetrack.
Jeff Burton trying to figure out which of those 3 lines is best. Mayfield's way up top. Andretti is in the middle, and he's looking at both those lines at the bottom. Looks pretty appealing as well.
Here goes Bobby Labonte riding with him now as he tries to grab 13th away. Again, what we talked about, Labonte down low, 99 up high. Jeff Burton, they're battling for position. And Glenn, Bobby had dropped back a little bit, but now he seems to be resurgent.
Yeah, but Eli, I think the reason is that the cars in front of him are slowing down worse than he was. Bobby's car was tight in the middle of the corner, and he was having to turn it so far, then was breaking the back tires loose as he was coming off. So we're hearing everything from everybody down here. Some of them are tight in the middle, loose off. Some are loose in and tight off. So there's a lot of adjustments going to have to be made. But Bobby's car, he just has pretty much set a steady pace and is holding on to that right now. And those guys in front of him are kind of coming back to him now.
Remember, we talked on the pre-race about Pontiac. They have won 10 of the last 23 races here. And Bobby Labonte would like to add yet another marker to that list. We're early if you're just joining us. 55 laps in. No cautions, no pit stops. All's been clean and green thus far. We have seen some teams already have problems to the degree where they were getting lapped. That's 10th place on your screen. Bobby Hamilton, John Andretti.
Interesting matchup there. Hamilton has won. He's now driving for the Kodak team, but he had won for the STP team here a couple of years ago in October. John Andretti working the bottom side, trying to stay ahead of the guy that used to drive that same car he's in. Caution free so far.
Still early. Good scramble there. 18 and 12. Mayfield and Bobby Labonte.
Kenny Schrader is headed down pit road. This is an early pit stop, unscheduled. It's too early for routine service.
But Schrader had backslid all the way to 40th spot and was losing a lap already. This is a great battle here. Again, 12th and 13th. Swap it around. Give it to Bobby Labonte now, ahead of Jeremy Mayfield. So some good racing all around, but up front it is still Dale Jarrett by 1 1/10 seconds on Ward Burton. Jack Roush. His men are right now running second and third.
It's time to face the facts, ma'am. That battery has passed on to a better place. At Advanced Auto Parts, it's our job to help this woman find a new battery at a great price. And if she can get down here, we'll install it for her free of charge. For this is the role we play in the automotive circle of life.
At Burger King, we're making breakfast that's easy to eat on the run, like our sausage, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich or delicious French toast sticks. Grab them and go right now for just 99 cents each. Hey, with tasty choices like this, getting out of bed just got a whole lot easier.
Burger King. Have it your way.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you've had a chance to experience Country.com, your personal source for all things country. From race cars to country stars, connect to Country.com. That is TNN's home on the World Wide Web. Eli Gold, Buddy Baker, Dick Berggren, Glenn Jarrett, Steve Burns, Ralph Shaheen, the whole crew on hand. I realized it went to commercial. I said Jack Roush's guys are running second and third. Obviously, Ward Burton drives for Bill Davis, and wanted to correct that. Didn't want you to think that there had been a trade this weekend or something. Ward still very much with Bill Davis, and obviously Jeff Burton and a host of others running for Jack Roush. The 88 in the middle of that picture, that's Dale Jarrett, starting to put laps now on some of the back markers. Picking and choosing as he goes. We've seen unscheduled stops already. David Green in the 45 about to go a lap down. There's Ward Burton driving for Bill Davis Racing. We saw Mike Bliss in for an unscheduled stop, lap number 59.
Whoa, 3 wide coming out of the corner. That's risky stuff. That big pile of traffic allowed Ward Burton to close in on Dale Jarrett a few moments ago. But look at what's happened. As he's been in the midst of it, Rusty Wallace has closed in on him all the way from 5th spot. Rusty Wallace now in 2nd position.
Just found the opening and took advantage of it. Meanwhile, Ralph, what's the deal? Once you go a lap down, you might as well come in for tires. Is that why Schrader pitted early?
Well, Eli, Kenny felt that the tires were driving like they were 10 pounds overinflated. He was having a lot of trouble when he get on the brakes to the turns. The car just wanted to jump around on him, so they brought him in and changed tires. Now, Jeff Gordon is extremely loose in the 24 car, having a lot of problems from the middle of the corner off. He's expecting to pit the 24 in about 20 laps.
So that's the update from down on the pit lane. Meanwhile, look at number 6, Mark Martin. He's running in 5th. He's got Bill Elliott's machine there along with, though Bill is already a lap down in 36th position. We're seeing pit stops for Stacy Compton. David Green is in as you ride with Bill Elliott now.
Boy, he's having to hold off on the throttle until he hits the straightaway. He can't even touch the throttle. Bill's so loose he can't get back in the throttle at all.
He's good here at Rockingham, Elliott is. 3 wins here, 11 top 5s at Rockingham. Runs this racetrack extremely well.
14th place, a good scramble. Mayfield and Spencer. Jimmy in the 23, Mayfield in the 12.
Mayfield's guys, I'm sure, are disappointed that he has dropped that far back. They really thought they could hang on to the very front of this pack, but it just hasn't worked out for them so far today. They are certainly anticipating their first opportunity to pit that car and make adjustments in it.
Still early, though. Jeremy's used to handling a car or a vehicle that doesn't always work as well as he'd like at times. Remember, he ran go-karts when he was 13 years old, so he's got experience in all forms of motorsports. He then worked as a fabricator. He's one of these great stories. Guy was a go-kart racer, went to work for Earl and Czech Sadler and was a fabricator there. Then he found himself a chance to go racing. Ricky Craven peels off the banking. He's going to come in. Kevin LePage is making a pit stop. These are at lap number 69.
Darrell Waltrip's been fighting with Jarrett there to stay in the lead lap. He's running just about as fast as Jarrett is, but about to go a lap down.
Darrell's in 33rd. There you see Ricky Craven. Got himself up towards second spot earlier.
He just wants to hope that there is not a caution flag and give the leaders an opportunity to pit under caution while he's doing his pit stop under green. This long pit road, you just can't make a pit stop for 4 tires without losing laps.
That Suzuki ATV pit stop brought to you by Suzuki, maker of fine motorcycles and ATVs. Let's go to the pits.
Well, Eli, we heard Ricky Craven call into John Monsell, the crew chief, moments ago, and he had overdriven the race car. He overheated the right rear tire, and that's why he had started to backslide. Should also mention one of his car owners, Hal Hicks, is here this weekend and enjoying his honeymoon. He got married yesterday.
And our congratulations, and what better place to spend one's honeymoon than at a racetrack.
You have a strange sense of a concept of marital bliss, and I wouldn't want to be in your house when you walk in the door tonight.
Ricky, hey, on our honeymoon, among other things, Claudette and I sat on the beach and listened to the MRN radio broadcast from Dover. So there. You saw Ricky Rudd making the stop. This is third spot right now on the screen. Terry Labonte in the 5, grabs it away from Ward Burton in the number 22, and here comes Mark Martin as well, trying to take advantage of that inside groove.
Down low, working very well.
Yeah, I tried to talk my wife into going to the races as we were on our way to the motel, and she just looked at me and said, "You better not even mention that again." Dale Earnhardt in for a pit stop.
There he is, coming in at lap number 73. Dale had worked himself up by about 17 spots when he elects to make the stop. These are all obviously within the expected pit window. We have had no cautions if you're just tuning in. It's been clean and green. And Earnhardt returns to the fray.
Well, back in February, we went to lap 208 without a yellow flag, and then we had a whole pile of them, one after another.
Well, old DW gave it a heck of an effort there in the 66, but Darrell Waltrip goes a lap down now to Dale Jarrett. So Darrell Waltrip gone, and that means up to 29th spot has now already been lapped by our race leader. Dale Jarrett led lap number 8 for 1 lap, then reassumed the lead at lap 28. We're now at lap 75. We're back in a moment.
Before you get a life, get a grip. Vice Grip, original locking pliers. The only tool you need.
I'm feeling proud to see my son in the Navy's uniform.
From day one, he was the consummate team player. I can understand why the Navy likes Carlos.
I feel good as a father. By going to the Navy, he can get everything he wants out of life.
Carlos is cool!
Carlos sends us letters from wherever he's at, and we mark the place.
Operations Specialist 3rd Class, Carlos Guerrero, United States Navy.
Carlos has showed me a lot of opportunities in the Navy. I'm thinking about joining the Navy, too.
How's the car, Dale? A little tight off. 0 cars moving up. Let them on the inside.
Inside every member of Team Monte Carlo, there's a side that's kind of wild.
Get another tire.
Team Monte Carlo.
Animal.
Pardon me. This year, they're hungrier than ever.
Hey, we gotta talk. That stuff only protects my vital parts for about 30,000 miles. And then what happens? You gotta change it. Make it easy on yourself. Give me Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. It protects my sensitive parts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. That's 5 times longer than most of those conventional coolants. Now, let's talk oil. Hey!
Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. Add more life to your car.
The rigid 10-inch table saw powers through even the toughest hardwoods. The oscillating sander converts from spindle to edge belt sanding in seconds. Engineered for power and precision, each and every rigid tool carries a lifetime warranty. But when it comes to something with even more power, Rigid's got that too. Rigid, available at the Home Depot.
There is your race leader, Rusty Wallace, but at lap number 81, he will make a pit stop, and that will give the lead to Terry Labonte. So Rusty will lead for a lap because Dale Jarrett is pitted, and then Terry Labonte will take over the top spot as most all of the machines now make their way down the pit lane for green flag stops at lap number 81. Here comes Kenny Irwin. He's in for service.
Terry's coming down pit road as we
Kenny Irwin almost clobbered the wall trying to come into the pits a lap before that. Locked the brakes right up. Black skid marks right up to the wall. He didn't quite hit it, but that's as close as you can come to hitting it without hitting it. There's the skid marks right there. That's what happened to Kenny Irwin. He headed to the pits, couldn't quite make it, and had to abort the run. Here's his second try.
Crew going to work on that Texaco Haviland machine. You saw the NASCAR official counting to make sure they were the correct number of crew members over the wall.
Irwin with a new crew chief this week on that race car. Ray Fox III is his crew chief. That's his 4th crew chief in 4 Rockingham Winston Cup starts for Kenny Irwin.
So everything is cycled back around now to Dale Jarrett. He will reassume the race lead now at lap number 83. There is Dale. Mark Martin led the first 3 laps. Mayfield the next 3. Jarrett led lap number 8. Mayfield led from 9 through 27. Then Jarrett led again from 28 through 80. Rusty Wallace led a couple of laps, and now Dale Jarrett again. Any surprises, Ralph?
The 88 Eli did something really kind of interesting on their pit stop. When they came in, they waited till the very last second. All the tires were down off the wall, and all of a sudden Todd Parrott said, pit now, pit now. And they all threw the tires up, and off they went and jumped up and ready to go. Now they put sticker tires on, but nothing was said about the vibration, Eli. Apparently that story is going away for them. Glenn?
Well, we were in Mark Martin and Jeremy Mayfield's pits, Ralph, and they had 4 tire changes and some chassis adjustments. Pretty significant adjustment on Mayfield's car. His car was very loose getting in the corner and tight coming off. Just an air pressure adjustment on Mark Martin's car. He liked his car pretty much. They adjusted it ever so slightly. Steve?
Hey, Glenn, Ward Burton was complaining to crew chief Tommy Baldwin about a push in the center of the turns. So they came in, put on 4 tires, and the only adjustment they made was they took some air pressure out of the right front tire to help that 22 car turn just a little bit better.
So there you are, up to speed. Lap 86 on the board right now, and the lead is Jarrett. Ward Burton running in second. Mark Martin is third. Sterling Marlin up to fourth, and Rusty Wallace is fifth. Watch this before, what Dick was telling you about when Kenny Irwin was trying to come down the pit lane.
Whoa, lock him up, don't hit anything.
Wow. You can hear
Yeah, he almost got it.
You could hear the rear end chattering where the brakes locked up.
Oh, yeah. Well, you want to come in as hot as you can. There's no speed limit until
Not
you
like
get
that.
right.
No.
Not that fast, no. You want to go as quick as you can and keep the car in control until you get to the white line that marks the entrance to pit road. He went just a little bit too hot.
So pit stops, the first round have now been completed. No major storylines yet. Dale Jarrett leads at a racetrack where his dad, Ned, drove his final race back in October of '66.
Together we've celebrated birthdays and opening days. Good efforts and little losses. Moments that live once and forever. But what we really celebrated is time. together. Now McDonald's salutes the year-long Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration, where new memories are yet to come. Commemorate this momentous event at McDonald's with 4 special edition glasses. Where can you start celebrating the millennium? Did somebody say McDonald's?
We build walls with our everyday routines. Walls that make a nasty habit of separating us from our dreams. But what if there was a way to break through to your dreams? There is a way. All you need is an outfitter with the right equipment. Ford is your outfitter, offering you the most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth. Climb in and watch the walls come tumbling down. Ford Outfitters, no boundaries.
It's a story about a man and a bear. Together they learned, they grew. They faced the long winter with little food. After that, it's just a story about a bear.
Ready for your own outdoor adventure? Enter Napa's Great Outdoor Adventure Sweepstakes and Sale. You could win a '99 Chevy Silverado, a Kawasaki ATV, or one of over 5,000 Poulan chainsaws. Enter at a participating Napa Auto Parts store today.
Livelong Day 19. Traveling the circuits of NASCAR.
Darlington, Daytona, Talladega, Charlotte. The drivers, the cars, the action, bumper to bumper, mano-a-mano at speeds of over 200 miles an hour, with us covering every heart-pounding, adrenaline-pumping moment at the incredible speeds of over
35 miles an hour, as fast as it goes.
What? It's a good thing they keep going around in circles.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400 is being brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Napa, we keep America running. And by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, official beer of NASCAR. Hey, race fans, this Bud's for you. Welcome back, everybody. Who is the leader going to be at halfway? Well, enter the TNN Rev It Up Sweepstakes. You could be a winner. Tell us who is leading at lap number 197, and you could be one of 8 grand prize winners to join us at a NASCAR Winston Cup event aired right here on TNN. You'll also get a chance to meet and greet either Terry Labonte, Jeff Gordon, or Wally Dallenbach. Just go to your local participating Advance Auto Parts store for an official entry form, or send your name, age, address, phone number, and the answer to who is leading at halfway. Put it all on a postcard and send it to the address you see right there on the screen in Southbury, Connecticut. Or if you'd like, just enter online at country.com, and hopefully you'll be able to join us out in the Valley of the Sun for the NASCAR Winston Cup race at Phoenix upcoming.
Eli, I'm watching Jeff Gordon. He's fixing to go a lap down right now.
Yeah, Jeff Gordon is backslid to 21st position right now. Another guy who is also backslid a good bit is Tony Stewart there in the 20 car. Tony is running in 22nd. Glenn, what was the deal? He didn't do it. Seemingly was a problem during the pit stop.
Yeah, Eli, they took a lot of extra time because they made a lot of adjustments to the car. Tony didn't like the car. It was tied in and loose off. So they made air pressure adjustments, which obviously they did before he got here. But they also went down around on the left rear spring, and they also pulled a spring rubber out of the front of the car, and they had a little bit of trouble getting it out. And that's the reason that the pit stop took so long, and Tony lost some extra time.
Yeah, kind of figured something had happened. Unusual for that team. Look at Dale Jarrett trying to put a lap on Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, and Jeff Gordon keeps pulling over in front of him down the straightaway so he can't get by. Much quicker in the corners, the 88 car, but down, watch where they come off here. You'll see that, well, he finally made the pass there.
Isn't that something? You think back a year ago, what was Dale Jarrett? 620 points behind the point leader. Now he's 246 points ahead of the next man in line. That's what we call a swing from one season to the next. Just looking at the numbers here. Last year, average finish for Jarrett was 7. It was 11. This year, 7. What a great improvement from one season to the next for Dale. And Jeff Gordon now a lap down in 22nd position.
Well, a few minutes ago, Tony Stewart was a lap down as well. He went into the pits. They did a long pit stop, adjusted the car. He blew right on by Dale Jarrett, got his lap back. All he needs is a caution now, and he's right back in it again. Same thing could happen to Gordon. Don't count Gordon out just because he's gone a lap down.
We've gone 101 laps right now without a caution. We have been caution-free. A lot of teams just trying to find where their race car works the best. Johnny Benson being bypassed by the leader. We're riding now with Bobby Labonte all of a sudden back up to 7th spot. He's had one of those rubber band kind of days from the front to the back, then snapping back to the front.
Yeah, he's right now very conservative in the way he goes through the corners and all, and looks like he has a very good line. If you notice, they've been to the top of the racetrack, to the bottom of the racetrack, hunting places that the car is good right now.
He told me what he was going to try to do in today's race was to drive the car as straight as possible, turn it as little as possible in a method to try to conserve tires as we watch the onboard telemetry from Robert Presley's Jasper car.
7,800.
Dogging you now, buddy. You're as good as he is.
8,300.
You see him on the brake pedal there getting in the corner, too. You used a lot of brake here.
There goes 8th and 9th. Rudd goes high in the 10. Hamilton the 4, Earnhardt the 3 coming through. Here's Steve Park in the 1, running in 13th position moments ago, and he too is getting ready to pick up a spot.
Park with a wiggle in that yellow number 1 car on the bottom. The boss is ahead. Earnhardt owns his race car. I'll tell you what, the crowd here this week has been so with Dale Earnhardt. When Earnhardt came out to run his qualifying lap, I don't think there was a human being in this grandstand that didn't have a fist in the air following that win last week at Talladega. This guy's popularity, you know, he's never won most popular, but somehow or another there's something wrong there because this guy right now is probably the most popular driver in Winston Cup.
Speaking there of Dale Earnhardt, who right now sits in 11th. With lots of racing yet to go here at Rockingham. 105 laps on the board. Dale Jarrett is the leader. He's ready to put Joe Nemechek a lap down.
It's new. It's cool. It's easy to use. It's an internet site that features over 350,000 name brand products, children instructions, and a place for people who love their car. www.wrenchhead.com. Register now. Proud sponsor of NASCAR Rocks. Wrenchhead.com.
Hey! He's in the garage.
Hey! If you're going to have a garage, have a garage. And if you're going to use an oil, use an oil. Pennzoil with Pure Base, specially formulated for stop-and-go driving.
Like what I've done with the place? Hey, what does this do? Well, that opens up the roof so I can airlift anything in or out of the garage.
Stop. Go. Pennzoil.
Get ready for the fastest week on TV. It's TNN Salute the Motorsports. There's critical points races in Winston Cup, Busch Grand National, and the World of Outlaws. Hang on, TNN Salute the Motorsports. It's gonna go by fast.
Team Patriot pulls up to the 8th tee in a 2000 Buick LeSabre limited golf car.
You know, I hear there are 9 to choose from with huge savings.
Let's see if it helps their golf game.
Finding this ball certainly harder than selling those 2000 Buicks. Digging my way out of this sand trap is a whole lot harder than buying a new Buick at Patriot.
Finding a ball in the woods is a lot harder than finding a new Buick 2000 at Patriot.
You guys need to keep your day jobs.
Patriot Buick Pontiac GMC, 212 2nd Street in Williamsburg.
An achievable dream is just a great example of that, about changing the school, a whole school, starting with one class at a time.
This is a phenomenal group of people. The teachers are fantastic, the administration, Mr. Siegeloff, and we just know some wonderful things are going to take place this year.
I think it's fun.
Some of the folks down in the concourse area here at the Rock checking out that freshly squeezed lemonade, which goes so well with your Pop Secret popcorn. There's Dale Jarrett, not thinking about the concession stand, only thinking about that head table at the Waldorf come the first Friday of December, as he is just cruising right now. Glenn, apparently we've seen things clear up, and Ralph, you've followed up on the same story. Apparently that vibration for Jarrett has gone bye-bye.
Well, I went and I checked with Todd Parrott, crew chief for Dale, and I said, Todd, I heard you talking about the vibration. Has it gone away? And he just looked at me and smiled and said, I hope so.
Buddy, what could that vibration have been that it would go away? Might it have been related to those tires or something?
Well, it could have been. It could have been a wheel weight off anything. You know, a small vibration like that, it could be in the drivetrain, but a lot of times it's just a set of tires, maybe a weight off of the right front or right rear.
Glenn, what are you hearing on pit road?
Well, Eli, I didn't hear a whole lot about what it was. The only thing that I do know, and we're not supposed to show favoritism, but my dad is here today. He's probably helping spot for Dale, and you know, he has a lot of influence everywhere, and he pretty much willed that vibration away.
Is that what it was? Okay. Now we know the rest of the story. There is Dale Jarrett. As well as he's running, he just continues to mow down this field. Bill Elliott, you've not heard him talked about much today. There's the McDonald's machine. Steve, he is back in 42nd and already 5 laps down.
Yeah, and I'll tell you how he lost those laps, Eli. He stopped on lap 79. They put the hood up on the McDonald's car because the throttle was sticking. And again, this isn't a good place to have that happen. The team found a small rock in the throttle shaft. So kind of appropriate here at Rockingham, but a bad break for Bill Elliott.
Ah, goodness. There is Bill Elliott. You can follow your favorite drivers there on the upper left of the screen. NASCAR timing and scoring brought to you by MCI on net. That's from MCI WorldCom, your one connection to the world. Dale Jarrett up front. Closing in on the 18th place runner, Wally Dallenbach, in that red and white number 25 Bud car.
You know, it looks so easy for Dale Jarrett right now, but let me take you back 1 year to this very same race. Last year, the week before, Dale Jarrett left Phoenix in a medevac helicopter with a gallbladder problem. Tough situation. Physically so sick he could barely walk. They had to carry him out of the car. Came back here to Rockingham last year for this race. Did no worse than finish second. Unbelievable.
Ken Schrader in again, lap 117, Steve.
Yeah, Eli, remember, he stopped earlier than most of the other cars today. And I believe it was Ralph talking about the problem of the tires feeling overinflated. Schrader said this time the car feels a lot better. The car is just a little bit loose, but this is a normal stop for him given the fact that they stopped earlier.
Right, he had come in at lap 57, now comes in at lap 117. So Steve's indeed right on the money there. He is in his own pit window, but very much a scheduled stop. We're seeing Stacy Compton come into the pit lane, making an early stop. He had pitted only a few laps after Schrader did earlier. And look how much new tires mean. Look at him just blow by everybody now.
Yeah, it looks like the other cars have spark plug wires off when they come off the corner. He just rockets down the straightaway.
Here's a good scramble now.
Brothers.
The brothers Labonte.
Side by side. Bobby on the bottom, Terry on the top.
The only set of brothers to win here at Rockingham, Bobby and Donnie Allison.
Thought Terry was going to break out of his slump and win Talladega last week, but boy, got into one of those little jams and broke the oil cooler line on that thing. If somebody's got a 4-leaf clover, send it to these guys. They sure need it. What a tough year they've had so far.
Terry only one top 10 in the last 11 races. That was that 8th place at Bristol. We all remember the finish of that event.
Oh, yes.
And looking at that car just behind those two guys, the 36 car, 21 times this year they've had crashed cars that they had to repair.
Just remarkable.
Yeah, 20 clips they've gone through. They've had a tough ride. That team has had a really tough ride. Today is the 96th time that team will have started a Winston Cup race. They've got a grand total of 1 top 5 to show for it.
Kenny Irwin having backslid all the way to 27th spot. There you see John Andretti. He's still in 6th. Then the lapped car of the 28. And the 21, Elliott Sadler, also a lap down. You saw a quick glimpse of the Wood Brothers Citgo machine. There's 15th spot right there. Tony Stewart.
Boy, he's starting to show a little bit of muscle now. He's picking it up. He just got by Earnhardt on the bottom side of the racetrack. Look where he's running, right against the white line.
Tony has run here well in the past, particularly in the NASCAR Busch Series.
Coulda, shoulda, mighta won.
Remember that one?
Busch race back here in February of 1998. Leading going into the 3rd turn. Wasn't leading coming out. Got a little tap in the back end from Matt Kenseth. And that spoiled his win. Well, Stewart is running incredibly well. And, you know, he's got to be leaning on those tires really hard to try and do what he is doing. He after all, was a lap down right after that pit stop, and he's gone past Dale Jarrett. And rolling on. He's all the way up to 15th spot at this point. He's 15.6 seconds behind the leader.
And again, the bottom line is a zillion horsepower isn't going to help you here. You've got to handle well. That's what Robert Yates' man, Dale Jarrett, is doing right now. Back in a moment.
These are Cobalt tools, the finest mechanics tools you can buy in any store. They've got contoured handles for a better grip. And the K-drive that grabs fasteners on the sides, not the corners, which means more torque, less rounding, and less slippage. So Cobalt tools can stand up to anything. From where I'm standing, that's a very good thing. Cobalt, setting the standard in mechanics tools. Made in the USA and guaranteed forever. At Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse and online.
I know the truth about Roswell, about cloning, about tires. And I have proof. Pep Boys has tires from 4 for $99 in 9 sizes. And the Futura SEs at 4 for $199. Motor Trend says they're an affordable alternative to more expensive tires. Get the tape! Tires like, tires like.
Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us.
Anything you get, hide the truth!
You know, my first racing days were pretty rough. With my wheels set so close together, I was always getting loose in the turns. Now that I'm trading paint with the big boys, wider is better.
With speed-sensitive steering, the White Track Grand Prix delivers precise control in the corners. No wonder it's been selected official pace car of NASCAR.
There's no getting around it. Wider is...
The White Track Grand Prix. Wider is better. By Pontiac.
Dale Jarrett continues to lead, and I hope you've had a chance to follow his exploits today with NASCAR Online. During the race, after the race, your 24-hour NASCAR Garage Pass. And by the way, as a special treat, Buddy Baker is going to be joining you online.
Yeah, right.
It's supposed to be right there after the race. You know, you'll be able to call in your answers, and it'll work out real well. You'll be able to discuss the ins and outs of racing here at the Rock. So Buddy, who has been a trooper today, bothered by the cold, the flu, and the bad voice, he'll be checking things out. And don't forget to NASCAR Thunder, the all-new and official store of NASCAR. You can visit NASCAR Thunder, open in cities everywhere. And for locations and more information, just call that number you see on the screen, 615-883-7000. That number is operational Monday through Friday, and they'll give you, what a great idea with Christmas just around the corner now. Heard my first Christmas commercial the other day. We haven't even gotten to Halloween yet, and I heard some Christmas commercials, but if you're looking for somebody's special gift who's a big NASCAR fan, remember NASCAR Thunder locations. Bobby Labonte. He's one of the few still on the lead lap. He's running in 8th. Moments ago, Dale Earnhardt went a lap down in 16th. And that's what happens at a racetrack like this, or for any racetrack for that matter. If you have a guy who's really hooked up and there are no cautions, a whole ton of guys are going to go a lap down.
Yeah, but Jeff Gordon's in real trouble right now, Eli. He's backing up every corner right now. He's almost 3/4 of a lap behind. Again, he's already 1 lap down. He's fixing to go 2 laps down.
But Ralph, as poorly as Gordon's doing, that's how well Bobby Labonte's doing.
Yeah, Eli, but not all is well with him. He is pushing real bad through the center of the corner. The left side tires are not helping him turn in the corner right now.
But he's got time to work on it. Just think about it. The last 6 races for Bobby Labonte, with whom we're riding, he was 2nd in Richmond, 3rd in New Hampshire, 5th at Dover, 8th at Martinsville, 2nd at Charlotte, 7th last week at Talladega. So his worst run has been 8th place in his last 6 races. And this year, you do the comparison from one year to the next. This year he's only 246 behind Dale Jarrett. Last year at this time, he was 883 points behind the point leader. So he's picked up 630 some odd points from one year to the next. If you're a Brett Bodine fan, he has taken his car to the garage area. So Brett Bodine,
and the hood's going up.
Only retiree for the moment, though the crew, as Dick says, has taken the car back. They're going to pop the hood and see what they might be able to do on Brett's machine.
But they lost an engine here earlier this week as well in the number 11 Paychex car. Looking at Bobby Labonte here, he's led all but 4 races so far this year. 4 wins, 4 poles, second in points, just 1 DNF.
That means only that one race he has failed to finish. The 5 is Terry Labonte. The 40 is Sterling Marlin. Looking at that battle from Bill Elliott's view, the 43 is Andretti. So the 40, the 5, the 43, those 3 cars in a row, all battling for position. Then the buffer car, if you will, the Bill Elliott machine. Then you've got Bobby Labonte closing in. There goes a battle for 5th. Terry Labonte in the 5, his 633rd consecutive NASCAR Winston Cup start. Hasn't missed a race since the end of his rookie season back in 1979. That in its own right is beyond belief. In this day and age,
it's incredible.
Guys getting banged up and what have you.
Yeah, his 42nd consecutive start here at Rockingham. Terry Labonte running on the high side. He's got 5 top 10 finishes in a row in this race. One here in 1983 with Dale Inman as his crew chief, and one again in 1986 with Steve Meal as his crew chief, having a good run in that yellow number 5 car. Terry Labonte in pit spot right now.
Riding with Bobby Labonte still. Again, if you're just joining us, no cautions. Everything has been nice and clean thus far. Routine pit stops for everybody. Only team going behind the wall thus far is Brett Bodine. Watching Sterling Marlin there in the 40 with Bobby Labonte closing in. That'll be 7th and 8th spot up for grabs. We're also getting close to the next series of pit stops. The early fellas, guys like Kevin LePage, who stopped in the front end of the pit window before, he is now presenting himself on the pit lane.
Johnny Benson pitted just a couple of laps ago. That number 26 you see there on the bottom of your screen.
And that man, Dale Jarrett, by 4 1/10 seconds, continues to lead here at the Rock. It's a sun-drenched crowd, little chill in the air, but we're glad you're with us here on TNN.
Here's your regular internet homepage, and here's i1.com. It's free. You use it like Yahoo, Excite, or other search engines. Only i1.com gives away $10,000 every day, $1 million a month, and $10 million on tax day. Which one would you choose?
There's one guaranteed winner every day.
I'd definitely choose this one.
Would you consider telling your friends about this?
No.
Introducing i1.com. Why wouldn't you?
$10 for lunch? I heard of a guy got a brand new car for that.
Sounds like a Darrell Waltrip story.
Oh, I swear it's true. This guy was at the track. He sees this notice. His brand new hot rod. $10.
No, it's not a misprint. Stop by and see for yourself.
Turns out her husband met this little gal at the track, and he ran off to Tahiti with her. And he told his wife to sell the car and send him the money.
No.
Now at Kmart. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. 'Cause I got the furnace, the kind that you need. 'Cause it keeps running on for me.
Time will definitely be on your side with a furnace from Armstrong Air. Armstrong Air, strength you can rely on.
How are we doing on time?
Pretty good.
Hey, hon, can you wrap that last tray?
Sure. They're here.
You look beat.
Yeah, I've been at it all night.
Can't tell you how much everyone's going to appreciate this. It's a real mess down there.
If you need more, let us know.
All right.
Burger King, we're making breakfast that's easy to eat on the run, like our sausage, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich or delicious French toast sticks. Grab them and go right now for just 99 cents each. Hey, with tasty choices like this, getting out of bed just got a whole lot easier.
Burger King. Have it your way. When you do this for a living, you need all the protection you can get. That's why police forces around the country use Castrol GTX. Castrol GTX. Drive hard.
Welcome back, everybody. By 5.5 seconds, Dale Jarrett continues to lead here at the Rock. Pit stops are taking place, but not for those guys. Rusty Wallace in the 2, Mark Martin in the 6. They're staying out there battling for 3rd and 4th spot. But over the last few moments, Kenny Wallace has pitted. Jeff Burton, Michael Waltrip, Darrell Waltrip. Dale Earnhardt's been back in. Jeff Gordon has pitted. So too Ricky Rudd. We've seen Matt Kenseth make some stops. Glenn?
Eli Jeff Burton has come in right now. A little bit early, I think, for him. This time, 4 tires, fuel, and a chassis adjustment. And Kenny Irwin is coming in right behind him. In fact, they thought that they were going to come in on the same lap. The crews got together, they're pitted right beside each other, and worked it out to where Kenny would wait a lap. So Burton's down in the way, Irwin on the way in.
So all of these stops are routine. Again, we have had no cautions today. Jeffrey Bodine pits, Robert Presley pits, and all the while that man right there, Dale Jarrett in the 88, continues to be unchallenged thus far. If you are a Brett Bodine fan, his day is done. Engine failure is what sent the Paychex car behind the wall, and he is done for the afternoon. Bill Elliott is pitting. There's Kenny Irwin in for a stop. And you see those numbers on the pit wall, the outside pit wall? Those are the numbers that Dick Bergen was talking about during the pre-race to help the guys find their pit stalls, Glenn, in that circular portion of the pit lane.
Yeah, it looks like the graffiti you used to see when you were in college. They wrote it all over the walls when they were building stuff. But it's definitely a help. As we talked about early on, those guys need that. Kenny Irwin came in and has moved on out. The car was pretty good, but I didn't understand why he had to pit then, because, you know, he had that problem a while ago. He was one of the last cars to pit, and I would have thought this would have been about 10 or 12 laps early for Kenny, but evidently he wanted new tires, and he's got them. He's down and away. We're going to see other pit stops from Tony Stewart, Mark Martin, and Bobby Labonte here very shortly.
And again, when everybody else pits and they take on those new tires, you got to make sure you don't go even farther behind. What does a race fan do if they're in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina one night? They're going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina the next night. Obviously, you stop at the racetrack in between. Lori Morgan, great to have you with us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And I guess you are indeed appearing at the fair here in the Raleigh area tonight.
I am. I came from Myrtle Beach last night and kind of camped out here and slept, and until the big race began, and I went down and sang the anthem. So.
And you did it well. Last time we saw you, I guess, was at the Daytona 500 a few years ago.
Yes, right.
Why don't you look at that fellow with that funny-looking contraption on his shoulder there? That's Bubba Dean taking a quick picture. How are things going with My Heart, your new album, the new CD?
Everything's going great. We're on the My Heart tour right now, and we'll be until the end of the year, and then we start the new tour beginning of next year. And so everything's gone really, really good right now.
Watching Dale Jarrett in the 88 continue on his way. We're chatting with V&A recording star, one of the best in the business, Lori Morgan. Tell me, if your children, if Morgan or Jesse wanted to go racing, would you let them?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I think it's important that you kind of back your kids up in what they want to do. And I know it's, you know, it's kind of a very scary sport for any parent or loved one that watches, but you gotta let people do what's in their heart. If they felt like they needed to do it, I'd be out there just rooting them on.
How about their music background, though? With you coming from a great musical family with your experiences at the Opry since you were a child, are they inclined in music?
They are. Jesse is a great singer and drummer, and Morgan's a great singer. Morgan's gone into drama, actually. She wants to be an actress. And Jesse's in sports and music, and he just doesn't know what he wants. Of course, he's only 12. So.
Yeah. Well, listen, Buddy Baker promises that he's not infectious, so that microphone you're using, you should be okay. But it's great to have you with us here today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. It's been fun.
Lori Morgan, one of the best in the business, country music stars. She was here to sing the national anthem, and indeed, she performed in Myrtle Beach last night, and she performs at the North Carolina State Fair in Raleigh this evening. It's great to see you. Thanks for coming by. There you see John Andretti. He's in 6th. What is that flapping there? Looks like a piece of molding. Let's go down to the Andretti pits. Ralph, what is that?
Well, Eli, you know, there's braces on these windows that keep them supported in the car. And one of those braces on the rear window of the number 43 of John Andretti is flapping around loosely on the back side of the car. No word yet as to what they're going to do. So we're prepared for Dale Jarrett to come in probably on the next lap as well, the 88.
Meanwhile, Mark Martin is in. Glenn?
Mark comes in. He was really complaining about the tires, telling Jimmy Finnick that the tires were gone. I was watching Jimmy as Mark came down pit road. Jimmy was counting off the pit stalls for him. Let Mark know for certain just how close he was getting. Right side tires are on. Left sides are going on right now. Slight chassis adjustment air pressure-wise. Just a little bit, about 18.2 seconds. Mark is down and away. We did not hear him talk anymore about the brake problem that they had. Let's go to Steve.
Hey, thanks, Glenn. Ward Burton is in. Tell you how good this car is. They don't make any changes to the 22, just more tires and gas, Ralph Shaheen. Well, the 88 is in. Dale Jarrett, the NASCAR Winston Cup points leader, makes his pit stop, the second one of the day for this crew. Right side tires are just about done. They come around to the left side. They will put sticker tires on. No more word about that vibration. He's been nice and calm about that. The only thing Todd Perry, crew chief, has been talking to him about is reminding him to be nice and smooth. A nice 17.3 second stop, and Dale Jarrett is back underway.
That was the Quality Care pit stop that you saw, very much like the Quality Care service you get at your Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers, maybe not quite as quick as that. Meanwhile, the race leader, Bobby Labonte, comes onto the pit lane for service. Back downstairs.
Yeah, Eli, and as normal, Bobby Labonte's car got a little better fuel mileage. I don't know that the tire wear was any better, but he is pulled in now. They made some big adjustments on the car last time. Really seemed to help it out, and they are adjusting the car again. Looked like a track bar adjustment that time. So they're still working on the handle of that car. The problem with doing that under green flag is that you don't get to do as much as what you would like. The car is down and away in 16.5 seconds. Wow, that's a good stop under the gun, particularly when they made a chassis adjustment also.
Now Dale Jarrett reassumes the lead, and that is again a battle for position. Fifth spot right there between the 6 of Martin, the 2 of Rusty Wallace. Martin will take 4th. Wallace is now back to 5th. So that's how that settles in. Let's set it for you. Jarrett the leader, Ward Burton 2nd, Jeff Burton 3rd, Mark Martin is 4th, Rusty Wallace is 5th, Terry Labonte comes out now 6th, Andretti is 7th, Dale Earnhardt is 8th, Sterling Marlin is 9th, and Bobby Labonte will cycle around in 10th. Others on the lead lap include Steve Park in 11th, Wally Dallenbach 12th, Jeremy Mayfield 13th, 14th spot belongs to Ricky Rudd. Back to Rockingham after these messages.
Hey, we gotta talk. That stuff only protects my vital parts for about 30,000 miles. And then what happens? You gotta change it. Make it easy on yourself. Give me Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. It protects my sensitive parts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. That's 5 times longer than most of those conventional coolants. Now, let's talk oil.
Hey! Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. Add more life to your car.
Trailers for sale or rent. Room to let 50 cents. No phone, no food, no pet. I ain't got no cigarette. 2 hours of pushing broom buys an 8 by 12 full bedroom. Man of mean by no means, king of the road.
They're the kind of folks who take pride in taking care of their car, who'd rather take the time, save the money by doing the job themselves. In other words, they're the kind of people who turn to AutoZone every week. And while they come to us for the quality parts, or the everyday low price, sometimes they come just for the advice. And that's okay, because at AutoZone, giving people what they need is what we're all about.
Some things are obvious from the start. Like, things turn out better when you work together. That's why the UAW International Union and General Motors Corporation got together to create programs to improve skills and safety, to educate, to promote teamwork and build better quality cars and trucks. Assembly line to finish line. Teamwork wins.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400 is being brought to you by the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by UAW GM. Assembly line to finish line, teamwork wins. Eli Gold, Buddy Baker, Dick Berggren, Glenn Jarrett, Ralph Shaheen, Steve Burns, and Dale Jarrett, who has just had things all his way today as the leader here at the Rock. Also had a pretty darn good pit stop there, 17-3. If you're curious, remember I gave you the rundown before and told you that Dale Earnhardt was in the top 10. Remember that he pitted back at lap 147, pitted early along with some other teams, and they made up a good bit of distance. That's how he got back on the lead lap, if you're curious. Remember, we had talked so much about him losing a lap earlier. That's how he picked up all of that track position. The big loser in that sequence, I guess, will be Tony Stewart. He was 10th in the lead lap before the pit stop, and he is now 16th, one lap down. So Tony Stewart turns out to be the big loser in the on-track situation there by virtue of that pit stop wrapped up moments ago. There's Ward Burton. He's running in second. He is 0.6 of a second behind the race leader.
123 races since he last won. His last win was in October '95 here. Always run well at Rockingham. Qualified third in that same race that he won. First career Busch Series race was here as well.
There you see 20, Tony Stewart. He's a lap down in 15th right now. Also on the racetrack, that is the 30 being driven here this weekend by Mike Bliss. Mike Bliss right now finds himself in 37th spot, 3 laps down. The 55, that's Kenny Wallace, and the 25, Dallenbach. Dallenbach is a lap down in 15th position. Ricky Rudd trying to pick his way through traffic, actually 2 laps down now in 17th spot. The 50 is Ricky Craven. He's in 18th position, a lap down. The 97, that's Chad Little. Haven't talked much about him today, but Chad is in 19th spot, a lap down. That number 9, that's Stacy Compton. And the 31 is Mike Skinner. Skinner is 20th, a lap down. Compton just pitted moments ago. He is 9 laps back in 42nd. 99, that's Jeff Burton. He is your 3rd place runner. He is 6 7/10 seconds behind Dale Jarrett. Again, Compton, and then the 2 car of Rusty Wallace. Rusty is 4th, so he and the 99 battling for position, 7 seconds behind the leader. Rusty is on the lead lap. There's Mark Martin. He's 5th on the racetrack. He's 9 seconds back. And there's Joe Nemechek. Joe not on the lead lap right now. Went a lap down earlier. He's in 36 now, 3 laps behind our leader Jarrett. 36 machine, Jerry Nadeau. He went down a lap early. Runs himself now in 32nd spot, and here comes the lead battle. Ward Burton makes the move, and Ward takes over the top spot. He'll grab it at lap number 178.
Boy, oh boy, and he did that right easy. He just went right on the bottom of the racetrack, right on the white line, and just blew by Jarrett.
So Ward Burton, who turns 38 years of age tomorrow, the most improved driver statistically of this season. And as we said before, he's the only driver in the top 10, not a member of a multi-car team. Back in a moment.
If you think all ATVs are created equal, you've never ridden a Yamaha. The new Kodiak 400 Automatic and Big Bear 400 from Yamaha. Because out here, bears rule. Now, for a limited time, get low monthly payments on every Yamaha ATV and a great deal on a winch blower generator with select models.
This is power. Unstoppable power. The power in new Duracell Ultra, the most powerful alkaline battery in the world. The power for more pictures, faster flashes, more sound, and ultra performance in whatever it powers. New Duracell Ultra. More power, more life.
This week on NASCAR Garage, tag along with Winston Cup crew chiefs at the track, check out qualifying engines, and much more.
NASCAR Garage, this weekend on the leader for motorsports coverage, TNN Motorsports.
Sounds complicated. Local, long-distance internet, but it's very simple when you focus on this. One low price. ClearVision 2020. Look, unlimited local phone service, 500 minutes long distance, and unlimited internet access. Just $60 a month. See what I mean? ClearVision. Call now and see for yourself. Local, long-distance and internet, one low price. ClearVision from Picus. How the world communicates.
We are back under the first caution flag of the day here at the North Carolina Speedway. Teams have made pit stops after Rick Mast had a problem on the racetrack. The crew doesn't know if the car necessarily lost an engine, but they are giving it a good look-see there on that Rick Mast entry. You see the Team Woody Woodpecker car behind the wall. If he is done for the day, he will be the second retiree of the afternoon to go along with Brett Bodine. 12 teams are on the lead lap. They've already made their pit stops on lap 180. Now we're at lap 181 with all of the teams who are at least a lap down. This is what happened a lap ago. The leader, Ward Burton, Dale Jarrett, Rusty Wallace. Very much routine. But again, only 12 machines on the lead lap at this stage of the afternoon.
You know, if Rick Mast has lost an engine, it's going to be an incredible record. He will have lost 5 engines in a row in this race since having his best ever career Winston Cup finish here in 1994 when he finished second.
Ralph, give us a quick rundown.
Well, the 88 Eli came in. They made no changes. They took 4 tires. Another solid pit stop, a 17.2. The stop just before was a 17.3, so that was pretty strong as well. Now, the 22 of Ward Burton came in. They left the air pressure the same as on the previous stop. They had made a slight air pressure adjustment. Ward liked it. They clicked off a 17.8 second stop. So whatever air pressure adjustment they're at currently is what he really likes, Glenn.
Yeah, no, we talked about the pit stop Rusty Wallace made, and boy, was it a good one. He got out ahead of everybody. 4 tires and no changes on the car. 4 tires of fuel. And all the way down at the end of pit road, Mark Martin came back in and took on 4 fresh tires of fuel as well. No changes down here either. In fact, I didn't see anybody at this end make a change on their car other than tires and fuel.
So that's what's happening on the pit lane. Rusty Wallace has led the most laps here at Rockingham of any active driver. He's in front again, but the King says my guy can get there. We're back in a moment.
Ever since Mobil 1 came along, other oil companies have tried to copy it to make a synthetic of their own. But if you take a look at how a copycat performs after some hard miles and compare it to new Mobil 1, it's obvious that all synthetics aren't alike. Today's Mobil 1 is tri-synthetic. It won't sludge up on you. It'll actually make your engine run smoother. The other stuff, not in my car.
Nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
NASCAR driver Jeff Burton goes head-to-head with everyday driver Eileen.
My car has a 750 horsepower high compression engine.
My car has an engine.
I can cruise all afternoon at 180 miles per hour.
I'll stick to 55, thanks.
I start my engine with a powerful Exide NASCAR Select battery.
Me too. Thanks.
The Exide NASCAR Select battery. It's not just for race cars.
Some people get nervous when that door goes up. Not me. But then I deliver to all the shops. Nervous people like crunchy food. Don't sell much nervous food here.
Good Wrench Good Time Savings means great deals, like lube, oil, and filter for only $19.99 or less. It's a good time to see GM Good Wrench Service Plus.
Good time savings? No wonder I don't sell any nervous food here.
TNN Motorsports back live with you here at the Rock. You see Tony Stewart got a great jump to bypass the race leader, Rusty Wallace. In fact, it was such a good jump, NASCAR's put the black flag out. They're going to have to bring him back in for a stop-and-go penalty as Tony Stewart jumped the race start. Rusty Wallace continues as the race leader, number 2. Then you've got the 22 of Ward Burton, the 88 of Jarrett.
See Stewart already in the pits now to take his punishment, the penalty for having jumped that start.
There is Tony Stewart and Glenn Jarrett. This is going to be one of the longest rides in the world for a driver.
We already talked about how long it takes to get down pit road. You guys have said he was in, and he's just now coming into my sight. Pulls into the pits, and it's just a simple stop and go. He's gone again. But I tell you, that is costly. Here come the leaders by him, so he loses more than a lap, probably about a lap and a half, until he gets back up to speed. That is tough to take.
So the stop-and-go penalty at lap number 188. That's the battle for third spot. Dale Jarrett, who has led much of the day, and Jeff Burton, who has not yet led this afternoon.
Hey, Lad, there's a lot of clouds around the racetrack right now, too. You see the racetrack itself, it's in black.
This is probably not as changeable of a track as Charlotte is, but any racetrack with older asphalt will be affected by the temperature.
Absolutely, and right now, cars that were having problems when the sun was out may be just right now.
Remember, the point lead was 2:46 coming in. It's grown a bit as Burton makes the move around Dale Jarrett.
Jeff Burton having a really nice run this afternoon in that number 99 car. 5th year last fall. In fact, he's been 5th 3 times over the last 4 fall starts here at Rockingham.
Problems for Jeffrey Bodine in the number 60 as he gets the Power Team Chevrolet woed down. And look at the damage to the right rear.
Right rear corner of that car is just really wiped out there.
Yep. So lap 191 looks as though Tony Stewart and Bodine had gotten together. And that's where that right rear Goodyear got shredded in the process. So an unscheduled stop. Remember, Jeffrey was 8th here in the spring. Watch it again. Yep, he did. I thought Tony got a little piece of him.
Yeah, but the 60 of Bodine had already started checking up, getting in the corner. The tire was going flat down the back straightaway. I think he got in the wall on the back straightaway. The right side of the car is kind of mashed in.
They were all over him before that happened.
Meanwhile, while they check over the Power Team machine, remember Rick Mast went behind the wall earlier, and if he does not come back, this would be the first race that he would fail to finish all season long. Let's get an update.
And Eli, we're down here with Rick Mast. He is still in the race car. They are working feverishly. He did not lose a motor. He lost an oil line. So they're working hard to get the oil line replaced. They just changed 4 tires, so they're hoping to keep that streak of DNFs, of not having a DNF, alive.
So the crew going to work on Rick Mast's machine. Meanwhile, Rusty Wallace has Ward Burton closing in from the rear flank. We talked so much about Pontiac and how they have been 10 times a winner here in the last 23 races. Why is it, Buddy Baker, that at some racetracks a certain manufacturer's car just seems to fit in?
Eli, what they're doing right now, handling. They have good downforce, sometimes too much to be real contenders at different racetracks. But on a handling racetrack, the Pontiac is a great car.
Right, you really need downforce here at Rockingham. Watching Mayfield in the number 12 machine. He's running in 10th. They'll be halfway next time by if you're going to enter that TNN sweepstakes, and you need to jot down the name of the competitor leading at halfway. We'll let you know in just one more lap's time, though it looks as though it's going to be Rusty Wallace. Number 2 says, our version of Vincent Van Gogh. The TNN Rev It Up sweepstakes.
John Andretti has been in the picture all day long in that number 43 STP Pontiac, having a great run this afternoon. Right now, he's in 11th spot.
Still there.
Good battle. Again, Joe Nemechek in the 42, not on the lead lap. He's in 34th, 4 laps down, and finally gives way.
Clear high.
Eli, that Steve Park has run very, very well in this one car all day long. This car right there. Got it.
You've got yourself basically a dozen teams on the lead lap, that's all. And Park is one of those. Rick Mast is coming back out of the garage. He'll find himself 21 laps down. Now 6th place, the brothers are battling. Bobby Labonte in the 18, Terry Labonte in the 5. That is 6th place.
You're on the gas, off the gas, not being able to apply the power all at one time.
Puts a lot of pressure on the driver. Really have to pay attention here. They do use the brakes going in the corner, a lot of throttle control in the turns themselves. A lot of precision on that gas pedal to make sure they don't burn the tires off, but still get the maximum possible amount of speed out of the car.
Of course, you know, we don't talk that much today about Terry Labonte, but he is one of those Rockingham masters because he's finished 8th or better in 7 of the last 8 races here. So some guys have just managed to master the racetrack. Terry Labonte is one of those. But the number 2 is the man everybody's watching right now. Rusty Wallace took the lead at lap 182. We are now 20 laps further down the road, and he continues to lead here at the Rock.
Out here, the stories unfold like a map. Stories written across the sky with the tip of an eagle's wing. Stories to fill a scrapbook you'd want to page through again and again. But first, you've got to go to where the stories live. You'll need an outfitter for the journey. Ford is your outfitter. With the most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth, created to take you where the stories begin and never end. Ford Outfitters. No boundaries.
I know the truth. About Roswell. About cloning. About tires. And I have proof. Pep Boys has tires from 4 for $99 in 9 sizes. And the Futura SEs at 4 for $199. Motor Trend says they're an affordable alternative to more expensive tires. Get the tank! Tires like, tires like.
Pep Boys.
Cars like us.
People love us.
Anything you get, hide the truth!
Sit down and listen to your inner voice.
My inner voice says honor my inner child.
Mine says love everyone.
My inner voice says I like a Wendy's bacon mushroom melt. David, you need to go deeper. Oh, okay. With biggie fries and a drink?
Wait, my voice is saying that too.
So's mine.
When you're hungry, Wendy's bacon mushroom melt with 3 strips of bacon and sauteed mushrooms in a cheddar cheese sauce is like a voice that can't be denied. When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
Boy, talk about inner peace.
Brought to you by LA West Luxury Vans. Available at select dealerships nationwide. Call for a free video. 800-786-VANS. Communications provided by Racing Radios, the leader in racing communications worldwide. Call us today at 1-800-669-1522 for all your two-way needs for race teams and scanners and headsets for the fans. And at the track, see TrackScan on Vendors Row for all your on-site scanning needs. And by Featherlight, the official trailer of NASCAR, CART, IRL, NHRA, ASA, and World of Outlaws. Remember to call Featherlight for all your trailer and motor coach needs at 800-800-1230.
TNN Motorsports back with you here at the Rock. The Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400 just past the halfway point. You're riding with the man who is now in 3rd, Jeff Burton, looking at his brother Ward just ahead of him in the number 22 machine. Deja vu of Las Vegas, where the brothers Burton battled to the bitter end.
Ward's car is starting to move around a lot, like the back end of the car is not getting a good grip at getting in the corner.
208 laps on the board.
You talked about Ward turning 38 tomorrow.
Yeah.
His crew chief, Tommy Baldwin, turns 33 on Wednesday. I reminded him of that in the garage area. He looked at his watch and said he hadn't even made out his birthday list. I guess turning 33, you're pretty old. You know, you try to forget him at that point.
Would you shut up?
No, would you be quiet? Actually, birthdays are good. As long as they keep coming,
yes,
you're doing well.
At this point, you're right. This is a good battle between the brothers Burton.
Second place, half a second behind Rusty Wallace, the leader. And look at the different lines again.
Yeah. Ward's just hanging on right now. I think Jeff is a lot quicker, but he just can't make the move on the inside.
Those of you who have been with us in the beginning, you know this storyline. But for those of you folks who might now just be tuning in, we have seen guys use every inch of this racetrack today. Some on the apron, some up against the wall, some in the middle groove. Whatever works for you has been the way to get it done here today. A lot of winners at Rockingham over the years that are in the field here today. Of course, you want to add to that list 11 wins for Richard Petty and 7 wins for Cale Yarborough and 5 for David Pearson and 4 for Bobby Allison. And there have been some great winners here over the years, but this field is chock full of guys who have chiseled a piece of the rock for themselves.
Eli, the sun is gone behind the it's back on the racetrack, and you see Dale Jarrett coming back to the front again.
Again, for those of you just tuning in, that is
yes.
Buddy Baker.
No, it's the frog.
Buddy's been fighting a cold and stuff over the last few days, and we're glad he's able to work with us today and not feeling all that spiffy. There goes that second place. Finally, Jeff got a good running start on his brother and just outdove Ward into the corner.
And that blue thing right there is coming like a train right now.
It's a good battle.
Ralph, looks like Dale Jarrett's back to second now.
He's on his way, and Todd Parrott is on his way down the ladder to talk to me about it. Todd is, of course, a crew chief. Hey, Buddy Baker made an astute observation that when the clouds cover the sun, Dale seems to drop back. When he comes back out, he comes right to the front. Is that how your car's set up?
Yeah, I think our car's set up more for a long run situation. And still early in the race, just halfway, and you know, no sense in getting too racy just yet. You know, we've led some laps, and that's the things we need to do, and we just keep tweaking on it a little bit. I'm sure this racetrack's going to change throughout the day, so we just got to keep working on it.
He said it's too early to get too racy. At what point in this race will you really start to push hard?
Probably after our last pit stop, you'll see us get more aggressive with it.
Okay, Eli, there you have it.
Thoughts from Todd Parrott. Dale Jarrett now has led 149 laps today. We've run 215. And there again is the magic number, regardless of what Bobby Labonte does.
Well, this is the way to win a championship, running up front week after week after week. DJ last week, second at Talladega. Here he is this week, well on his way to leading the most laps here at
But
Rockingham.
there is Rusty Wallace with 49 career NASCAR Winston Cup wins. Looking for that number 50. He'd love to grab it today here in Rockingham.
It's been a tradition since 1876. Think about that. That's more than 120 years ago that this company started making Budweiser under Adolphus Busch. The family has always put in the forefront, protect the excellence of the product Budweiser. And I think he would be very happy that the generations of his family have practiced what he taught us.
They say that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. We say that a lot about the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Because racing just doesn't get any tougher than this. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. This is NASCAR.
The rigid 10-inch table saw powers through even the toughest hardwoods. The oscillating sander converts from spindle to edge belt sanding in seconds. Engineered for power and precision, Each and every Rigid tool carries a lifetime warranty. But when it comes to something with even more power, Rigid's got that too. Rigid, available at the Home Depot.
Need brakes? Now during the Midas $40 lifetime brakes rebate, save $20 per axle or $40 for your whole car. Lifetime guaranteed $40 in savings right now. Go safely. Go Midas.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400 is being brought to you by the Home Depot, the official home improvement warehouse of NASCAR, and by Midas. Go safely. Go Midas. How about that for the battle for the lead here at Rockingham? Rusty's got it. Jeff Burton wants it. Couldn't make it go. He drew even. You saw him there going into the corner. Thought he had the jump.
Spotter just told Rusty, pick a lower line. Try downstairs. See if you can hold him off that way.
This has not been a vintage year for Rusty. Disappointing except for his Bristol win. Every other stat this year, regretfully, is down from a year ago. Only 6 top 5s this year. He had 13 a year ago. Points position is 8th now, 4th a year ago. Oh, and watch this, folks. Moments ago, you want to be the meat in the sandwich? Watch what happened a few seconds ago when Kyle Petty found himself coming off the corner with company all around him. Watch this.
Watch Kyle Petty right here, that car. Right in the middle here.
Ricky Rudd on the bottom, Joe Nemechek on top. He got a piece of both of them as they squeezed and there was no room left. Hey, not bad. 2 camera angles on the same deal, huh?
And Elliott Sadler right behind, getting on those binders in a hurry to slow down as you see Ricky Rudd. Now remember, Ricky is already a lap down in 22nd, and yes, time is running out. But remember, he's got Phoenix where he's done well, as you see Burton now make the move around Rusty Wallace and grab the lead.
And Jarrett right there moving in on both of them.
So the new leader, as Rusty leads from 182 to 225, is now Jeff Burton.
He just pulled right back over and let Rusty go back by. Thanks for the 5 points.
Got his 5-point lead, and Rusty, or his 5-point bonus, and Rusty reassumes the top spot at lap 227, but now he's got Dale Jarrett behind him.
Yeah, and he's already got his 5-point bonus.
Remember, though, Rusty won both races here in 93, won the February race in 94. 5 wins in total here.
He wants that 50th win so bad, Rusty Wallace does. He started talking about that in the middle of last year. He wanted to get the 50th win for NASCAR's 50th anniversary celebration. Got just one last year, got one this year as well at Bristol. He bad wants to win another one, and you know he really deserves it because no team puts more into their racing than Rusty does and his group. They really go at this race car. It's a serious, serious adventure for them.
They use Streaker, the name of the car, here in February, but they're using the car now that they debuted at Charlotte a few weeks ago, which is called PC-10. They just don't name their cars so they can get it to victory lane.
They probably would have used Streaker if they could have used Streaker, but Streaker got demolished in Pocono. That was the end of that deal.
Napa bringing you the NASCAR timing and scoring rundown on the upper left of your screen, so you'll know how everybody is running and exactly where your favorite is. Terry Labonte dropping back from 6th to 12th in the span of the last 30 laps or so. Steve, what's cooking there?
Well, he said his car has gotten bad loose, the Chevy of Terry Labonte. You know, you've heard Glenn and Ralph and myself talk about teams experimenting with dropping air pressure, and Terry says he doesn't like the way this set of tires feels. So, again, he's just gotten bad loose in the 5 car.
And, again, here's a guy who has led 100 or more laps here 6 times in his career. He led as many as 198 one time here back in 1996. So again, he has the feel for Rockingham, and he also, I guess, knows when the feel isn't quite right. 41, you see Derek Cope in the Kodiak machine. He's in 30th. 3 laps behind the race leader, Rusty Wallace. So you got to think, too, that Ricky Rudd, with Phoenix flat and slick as it gets in the desert, Homestead basically flat and slick as it gets in deep South Florida, Ricky Rudd still got a couple of really significant shots to keep that streak going.
Yeah, and he's done so well on the miles as well. And you know, Phoenix is a mile, this place is a mile. Of his 20 career wins to today, 8 have been on tracks that have been a mile in length, 5 on road courses. Tracks like this, tracks like Phoenix coming up, those are Ricky Rudd's very best.
You saw Sterling Marlin in the number 40 running in the 8th spot. Dale Earnhardt in the 3. There's Sterling again. And Bobby Hamilton. You know, Hamilton and Mayfield, a couple of guys who won last year who haven't yet won this year. And they're both in the lead lap now. We're at lap 234. Chad Little making a pit stop, while Rusty Wallace leads. And you get a look at the main grandstand here at the North Carolina Speedway in Rockingham.
Introducing the first Suzuki ATV, available in your choice of manual or automatic transmission. The Quad Runner 500, an all-new Quad Master 500. The choice is yours. Buy a selected Quad Runner and get a super winch for just $49.95 and great financing.
This man here has just heard a funny noise. Not ha-ha funny, but click-click funny. Now, he thinks he knows what's wrong, but he's not sure. It's our job at Advanced Auto Parts to help him figure out what's wrong, to get him the parts he needs, and to turn that frown upside down.
They're taking no prisoners on this week's Roller Jam. It's the X-Men taking on the G-Force, and somebody's going down.
Nobody compares to a hot dice team.
The Hot Dice, the Rustlers, Roller Jam, Friday at 7, 6 Central on TNN.
What? 7-hour.
I get it. It looks like he's having a little trouble with his caddy.
Yeah, I'd say he needs to look at the 2000 Buick LeSabre Limited golf car.
You know, I heard there are 9 of them to choose from.
Yeah, and they're on sale right now with huge savings.
Let's see what he does.
Guess it's time to trade my caddy.
Patriot Buick Pontiac GMC, 212 2nd Street in Williamsburg.
You can go a lot of places with Cooper Discoverers. But first, you'll have to go here, your exclusive Cooper tire dealer.
GEX in Hampton and Newport News.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Are you a hardcore motorsports fan? Well, if you are, then you'll want to enter the TNN Motorsports Hardcore Heat Sweepstakes. You could be one of 50 first prize winners of a Sega Dreamcast TNN Motorsports Hardcore Heat game, or the grand prize winner of a Sega Dreamcast game console and a TNN Motorsports Hardcore Heat game. All you have to do is enter via the internet by following the official online entry form instructions available at country.com, or send your name, age, your complete address and phone number with area code on a 557 postcard to the address you see there on your screen. TNN Motorsports, TNN Station, Post Office Box 3582, Southbury, Connecticut, 06488. All entries must be received by midnight Eastern Time, November 21st, 1999.
Big wiggle by Rusty Wallace there coming through the turn. Didn't come close to losing it, but the back end of that car is not nearly as glued down to the racetrack as it might have been. And You know, as the laps begin to wind down here, these guys are certainly going to be thinking about this same race back in 1998. Last year, they were in the lead with 10 laps to go. Rusty stayed on the bottom. His tires went away. He stayed down, wound up third. Or in 96, when they tried a two-tire stop in this race in contention to win, it backfired. He finished in 8th spot.
But he's not on the bottom today.
No, he's not. He's all over this racetrack today, and he's doing a great job of picking the line that car is happiest at.
Moments ago, Terry Labonte went a lap down. He was the 12th place runner.